Hi, everybody, and welcome back to my podcast. My name is Benita, and you will notice that my last name has changed. I'm now Benita Hutchison. I got married last weekend to the love of my life, and that's why I've been a little slow getting my podcast out. I apologize, and I'm trying to get this one out right before we go on our honeymoon, so it's hectic. I wanted to talk to you today about mind over matter, how our bodies are our thoughts. You've heard me mention before about epigenetics and Dr. Bruce Lipton and what he talks about in terms of that there are chemoreceptors in the cells of our body that have on-off switches that respond to our emotions and our thoughts. So I want to touch today on this idea that we can influence dramatically how well our bodies do based on how we think about them. Now, it stands to reason, it's really obvious that we can say, well, if we're constantly stressing about something going wrong with our bodies, we could, through experiencing a lot of stress and pumping a lot of adrenaline through the body, create the kind of stress that can eventually filter down and become an illness. This is true. We can also start to focus more on those feelings, those thoughts of not only well-being, but kindness and compassion toward ourselves that can help elicit a sense of well-being. And I would also say gratitude is huge. It's huge when it comes to well-being. I remember when I got my diagnosis for sarcoidosis, and my first thought was, oh, this is interesting. I have a new teacher. I wasn't terribly upset when I first got the news. It kind of sunk in later on, but I continued to work with the fact that I was diagnosed with an incurable, potentially life-threatening disease. Now, I've been in remission for over a year, but I got there partially through changing my thinking, looking at where the disruption was in my body, why the disruption existed, and what needed to change about my thinking that would help my body to heal. So in my case, my sarcoidosis meant that I had these growths called granulomas in the lymph nodes surrounding my heart. I literally had a wall around my heart. And I'd gone through a lot of hurt in the past. I'd gone through some trauma as a child. And a lot of sensitive souls, especially, feel the need to kind of protect themselves. So we might develop some sort of wall, and it can manifest in different ways in the body. So if you think about it, your body is supposed to be a field of energy, like a river that flows from head to toe. And anywhere there is resistance that continues long enough, it's eventually going to filter down to the physical body. So it's like throwing a rock in that river, and now it can't flow. So I had walled off my heart to try to protect it, which ironically endangered my body and my well-being. So I can have a good laugh about that now. So I did a lot of work on why I was blocking emotionally, whether or not it was actually benefiting me, because it actually meant I wasn't emotionally as closely connected to people as I could be. So I was discerning about my relationships. Who did I really want to connect with? Who did I maybe need to let go of in my life because the relationships weren't healthy ones? So first, practice discernment. So you create a safe environment around yourself. You're with people who celebrate your magnificence. Those are the people you want around you, the ones who encourage you, the ones that pull for your energy, criticize you, the folks that are always pulling you down. They're not going to benefit you energetically. And quite frankly, you're not going to benefit them either. You're just not in alignment. You might want to set boundaries there, or even sometimes let go of those relationships and allow space for new ones to arise that are more in alignment with who you are. And yes, work on your compassion and your care and your willingness to reach out to people and to let them reach back. The more in flow you are, the more your body is going to move into a state of flow and well-being. So that's a really important step. And then think of your body as a metaphor. I grew a wall around my heart. That's a pretty obvious metaphor. It might be different for you. Maybe you have a problem with your knees, and that might have to do with being afraid to move forward on something. Maybe your back bothers you. You don't feel supported by your spine and maybe by other people in your life. Start to explore. Read Louise Hay's material so that you can start to look at what is the symbolism here. What is my body trying to tell me in order to get me to do the emotional healing work that will support my body's well-being? So yes, go see your doctor and do all the things that you need to do medically, but then start to work on what's happening inside of you. Where are you holding unnecessary tension? I love that term. My friend Virginia Preston came up with that in a tantric workshop that I took with her, and I just loved that term. Unnecessary tension. Nothing's going wrong in your life at this moment, but you're tense. Why? In what way are you hypervigilant? What are you expecting to go wrong that you're holding tension in your body? Can you breathe into that tension? Can you let go? Can you relax? Can you get softer? Can you flow? The more you can flow, the more you can break up the resistance in the body, and the more the body can heal and come back into its natural alignment, which is flowing, expansive energy. That's what I'm going to leave you with today. I'm going to get this video out hopefully before I go on my honeymoon, possibly afterwards. We're going away to check out for a few days in a beautiful remote location where there's no Wi-Fi. So I will get back to my regularly scheduled program when I get back, but I wanted to let you know it's been a lovely reason for not being able to keep up with my videos. Tillman is the dearest man I've ever met. I feel so privileged to be his wife, and that's been a really wonderful change in my life. And any of you who've watched my Sacred Relationship series know that he's been the inspiration for that. So I'm sure that there are ways that my connection with him and the way he inspires me will find its way into some of my broadcasts to you. Have a wonderful week, everybody. I look forward to seeing you again. Bye for now.